Hello folks, it's Gordon here. Hope all is well with you. This video I've called Kiss Off. Yes, you heard me, Kiss Off. Because the rock band Kiss have announced this week that they've sold off their back catalogue of music. And also their entire brand. All their intellectual property, everything. To a company called Pop House. Now it's estimated that it's $300 million. Pop House have said, well, we've not released any figures, it's all speculation, but that speculation has come from somewhere, quite possibly Gene Simmons from Kiss, because Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley are the driving force really behind Kiss, a four-piece band, and he's not afraid to tell people how much he likes money. He always says that money is not evil. It's probably the lack of money that has caused more evil than money. And money is a good thing. You can provide employment, and he likes money. He said, he admits it. I'm a fan of money. I want more money. He's never been ashamed of saying it. And you might not know any Kiss songs, but you've probably heard of Kiss. In fact, I would be, if you haven't heard of Kiss, the band, let me know, I'd be interested. And you probably recognise the logo as well. It is just Kiss, and I think normally the letters are in a sort of fiery colour scheme. Kiss, a bit like AC/DC. You'd recognise the AC/DC logo. You'd recognise the Motorhead logo. When you go into tourist shops, you'll probably see something with an AC/DC logo on, or maybe a Kiss logo on. Maybe an ABBA logo. I'll talk about ABBA in a minute. So yeah, $300 million. They've sold everything. The brand name. Now Kiss are just about at the end of the road. They've been a touring band for decades, more than an actual new release recording band. And they keep going on final tours, but I think they're still on, or maybe finished their final tour. Coming for a lot of criticism because they use a lot of backing tracks and miming to some tracks. So they've come in for criticism, and I think that Gene has said that he and Paul at Kiss have been trying to work out a way to keep the legacy alive. And the reason they've decided to, the way that they've decided to do it is to sell everything, lock, stock and barrel, for a lot of money to this company called Pop House. Now Pop House is a music entertainment licensing company founded by Bjorn from ABBA. Now he and Benny from ABBA also know a thing about music business, the business of music, because since ABBA stopped in the 80s, they developed into the business side of things and made a lot of money and developed a lot of businesses. So they know what they're talking about. And ABBA is another. Now, you're more likely to know an ABBA song. Everyone is more likely to know an ABBA song than they are likely to know a Kiss song. And the ABBA logo with one of the B's backwards, you recognise that if you saw it as well. It's fascinating, isn't it? Now, I'm trying to think if there's been a Kiss musical, or Kiss stage musical. I'm trying to think. I think part of me is thinking that there has been, or there is. But if there isn't, there soon will be. I'm sure that Pop House will be developing a Kiss musical, and there'll be a Kiss biopic film being made. Don't you worry about that. Kiss museums, all the rest of it, and just general pushing of the band. And I saw an interview with about this deal this week with Gene Simmons, and they also featured the CEO of Pop House, and he said, "This is interesting." Well, it's all interesting to me, but this bit I perked up at. He said that the kids of today, the young people, are listening to catalogue music, he calls it, because of streaming platforms like Spotify. And Spotify is great with algorithms at pushing new music. Spotify, by the way, for musicians watching, is a platform for discovery and exposure. It is not a platform for earning money. Musicians moan a lot about the money that is paid to artists, i.e. not much, by Spotify. And it's true, Spotify could pay more, but Spotify is a platform for exposure. I've been to or whatever it is, I can't remember last time I counted up, 6 or 7, nearly 10 maybe gigs, having discovered a band on Spotify. So it's all about exposure. And because of that, because of the way that the Spotify algorithm pushes music to people and people discover new music, hear a song, you like it, you think, oh, I'll go and have a look at that artist. And then you discover the artist, find that you never thought you would like that artist, but suddenly you're delving into their catalogue. So this CEO from Pop House was talking about younger people getting more and more into catalogue music. So catalogue music, i.e. the back catalogue of ABBA, the back catalogue of Kiss, the back catalogue of all these artists, can be actively promoted rather than just passively getting royalties, which they will do, but actively promote it as well. That is what appealed to Kiss when they sold the whole shebang to Pop House. It's the Eurovision Song Contest coming up next month. It's 50 years since ABBA won with Waterloo in Brighton. But ABBA won't be there. You think ABBA would be at the celebration? You think they'd be featured in the show and turn up at the show? But I did see an interview with Benny. An interviewer said, will ABBA be featuring in Eurovision? It's in Sweden because they won last year for the 50th anniversary. And Benny said no. And the interviewer said, why not? And Benny said, because I don't want to. And we've always said in ABBA, if one of the 4 says no, all 4 of us say no. Interesting, isn't it? So you won't see ABBA at Eurovision next month for the 50th anniversary of them winning with Waterloo. Is it possible that he's bluffing and that they will turn up, that all 4 of them will just stroll on stage? Well, it's possible. I suspect not, but it's possible. Who knows? Interesting, isn't it? All of this, by the way, I'm talking about it because it's interesting for me. I like my music. I love my music. It's a passion of mine. And I also talk about turning passion into profit online. This is content that I'm creating now, 7.5 minutes so far. 7.5 minutes of what I think is interesting content. You might find it interesting. There's content about Eurovision, a massive worldwide music event. ABBA are a massive worldwide music phenomenon. Kiss are a massive music worldwide phenomenon. And all of that is fuel for content. You're never going to run out of content with music. It's one of the passions of people, particularly mine, that you can always create content about, and you can monetize that content. You can turn that content into profit. And in this day and age of the internet, I call the staggering abundance of opportunity that is the internet, you can do it via social media and just posting on social media. You don't have to have a website. You don't have to have software. Oh, it's so staggering. Now, I train and coach how to do this, about how to monetize content. And I've handily called my training the Content Monetization Machine. So if you'd like to find out more, you can either pop along to the website, thecontentmonetizationmachine.com, or just send me a message and I'll tell you more about it. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Have you heard of Kiss? That's the interesting question. I'd be interested to know whether you have or have not heard of Kiss. Okay, signing off for now. Looking forward to hearing your comments below wherever you happen to be seeing this video. Wishing you as ever health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.